Not the sports news on Africa with Romy Titus and Kevin McCollum.
Strength starts with smart choices. Add AGT Foods, barley and split peas to your diet for essential nutrients that support muscle recovery. Train hard, recover harder. Brought to you by AGT Foods Africa. Good food, good health, good life.
Not the sports news on Africa with Romy Titus and Kevin McCollum.
As promised, we have Far Post editor Mthokozisi Dube on the line, and there's just a couple of things we need to wrap up. Mtho, I know you were watching the Soweto Derby. It was going to be a draw, and then it wasn't.
Good morning. Good morning, Romy, and good morning to the listeners. Yeah, look, I was in the thick of things, and thought it was going to be a draw. Next thing I saw, penalty, so I had to go back and watch this clip over and over and over, and if you ask me, at that stage of the game, if I were the referee, I would not give that as a penalty at that stage of the game.
Me too, but we aren't refs at the end of the day.
Yeah, I know one famous referee usually says a penalty is not like an egg. It's not soft or hard, For me, that was a soft penalty, honestly, But I understand. The referee felt it should have been a penalty, but the fact that it gave advantage and the pull, I don't think it was too much to sort of to sort of stop Mofokeng from completing his action.
Yeah.
So that's why I say if I were the referee, unfortunately I'm not, I wouldn't have given, especially at that stage of the game, and you can feel that the Chiefs players bench they felt hard done by that penalty.
But I guess that is it. That's the beautiful game, right? Mtho, for you, did it live up to expectation in terms of organization, fanfare, how everything was put together? Because we do know the entire Joburg, Soweto, comes to a standstill when it comes to Derby time.
Yeah. Look, I think it did. It did in so many ways. I think most importantly, people came in to the stadium in time. I think about 30 minutes from kickoff, people were settled, on their seats. Unlike in the past where we've seen, such big matches moved by 15 minutes, 30 minutes, because fans are still outside the stadium. So they did very well in terms of that. Also, I thought it would be hectic in terms of traffic. Yes, it was bad, but I think it was managed quite well. The only issue that I had, probably many other journalists as well, I think in the media booth, we had fans, jump from their stands to so it was a bit unsafe. Obviously, we have our equipment. Some have their cameras, some have their laptops, and cell phones.
Look, quite personally, Mtho, I think that it needs to be relooked in terms of who is considered media and who isn't. Because 9 out of 10 times you walk into the media room and you don't even know the media who are there. Why? Because they are not media.
Yeah, look, but the people that jumped into the media booth were fans.
Sometimes they're also not media. Do agree with me.
I do agree that I've seen the PSL. Yeah, I've said, no, I agree with you. But I'm talking about probably over 50. Between 50, 70 people jumping onto the media booth, so it wasn't good. But eventually security came and they started, trying to move them. It was a bit of a bit uncomfortable for the media, especially considering, the equipment. And then the football as well. I think it was a tactical battle. I don't think anyone expected Chiefs to be able to
stave off a very strong.
I know before the game, fans were saying it would be 4-0, it would be 3. But I think the way Chiefs, set up their team was quite good. Because they'd taken their chance in the opening 5 minutes. I think Pulemudi had a chance to score.
He had a great game.
Could have changed the complexion of the game. Pirates also missed a couple of chances. So but I think it did live to the building, honestly.
Yeah, let's move on to another story that Far Post is running with, and that is that Gayton McKenzie, Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, is hinting strongly at a team that is going to resurface in the Free State.
Yeah, look, it's very interesting. I mean, it's a story that we've been following, trying to see, when are they going to complete this so-called sale. So a few weeks ago, we do know that Bloemfontein Celtic, who were sold in 2021 to Royal AM, they had their ABC team pull out of the league in the Free State, in the ABC Mtsepe League in the Free State, and the announcement was that they'd actually sold the naming rights to a consortium that wanted to buy a status in the Betway Premiership, so that the team comes back and plays in the Betway Premiership, and everything points to Royal AM, because of the challenges that are that the club has, the struggles to pay players, obviously because of the tax issues that the owner of the club has, and also there's a ban looming on the club. They can't register any players, so it's become a bit difficult. They can't participate in the DDC league because they don't have enough players. They can't register any new players. So all those problems, it's pointing to Royal AM, who are said to be looking to sell their status. So
how soon,
the minister
how long,
coming out.
when do we sort of, get clarity on the situation? Because it's been hanging for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, look, it's been hanging. But the way the minister spoke, I mean, he says he has confidence that the people that are buying the club now are the real deal. They are definitely going to go through. It's not going to flop like the previous people that have tried there.
Anybody that we know? I mean,
look,
I've heard rumors about Max Shabalala and maybe Jimmy Augusti coming back. Those just rumors.
Yeah, look, I'm not too sure who exactly would be, because I've heard of different group wanting to buy the club. So it's a bit tricky for me to even say it could be them, because at this point it's still speculative.
Who else, Mtho? If it isn't them, I mean, just what are the murmurings out there?
And
there always are. Yeah.
How much would it cost?
Look, I think when we've checked, I think a PSL status costs between 40 and 60 million rands. So yeah, you could be looking around that. And then when I think of the issues that the owner of Royal AM has, the tax issues, she owes about 40 million rands. That's what has been reported. She owes Mthokozisi. I think the money has risen to about 17 million rands. So I'm actually thinking at the back of my head, then 60 million rand would probably, because no one is going to buy a club that's banned by FIFA. So surely she will have to sort out her debts and make sure the club can run smoothly.
Well, I guess she needs a sale in order to sort out the debts for things and to possibly go according to plan. Mtho, is there anything that's come on your desk, hot off the press, that you'd love to share with us?
Look, I think we had a discussion last week about the Peter Mokaba hosting the Lesotho World Cup qualifier. I'm being told that there is just checks to see if the pitch is gonna be good enough to host the game. If not, then the game will be taken to another city. So it should be.
Do we know which city this is?
Look, there's Cape Town is keen to host it. PE also is also keen to host the game.
All right. So we watch, we wait and see. Mtho, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for filling us in.
Thank you.
Mthokozisi Dube, their editor at the Far Post, just chatting to us in terms of what is happening. So he's agreeing. I mean, I said last week, everyone was like, it's straight up, Pirates are going to win. And I said, when it comes to a derby, there's a different kind of energy that comes with it. And I think that Chiefs did. They fought. And I think a fair result would have been a draw on the day for me. watching.
So was it a more cautious performance by Chiefs, or did you think they were just more structured?
More structured, and also I think everybody knows what's at stake with the Derby.
Yeah.
You know, everybody knows. It's those bragging rights. It's it just runs deep.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not just any other game. It's a game with all the fanfare. It's the game where absolutely every single fan who could fit themselves into that stadium is there. And so what are you going to do? You know, you're going to give the performance of a lifetime, regardless of where you sit on the log, regardless of everything.
Yeah.
And up against a really strong Pirates team, I think, honestly, man, they proved themselves. It's what makes the Soweto Derby as exciting.
Why isn't Dude shaking his head?
Because now his team won, and then he's got issues with Tito as well, and he's not giving Tito that penalty, actually. He's saying thanks to Rele for really getting the penalty, firstly, and, you know, he's just a diehard Pirates fan. So, I mean, congrats, Mdu, to you and your team.
He's going to wear this shirt all week.
It's going to stink up in here.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, we'll be
I hope he's got like 3 different ones and not just one.
Just the one. Only one. Is it special? Really? Ooh.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Well, maybe he could wash it for you as well.
But really good. Good to hear. I mean, Derby, not so good in terms of the
media
press
thing.
room.
Yeah, that happens.
But that happens
But it's an outdoor one. It's right at the top. I know exactly
quite a
what it is,
lot, yeah. And, the game.
Yeah.
The Bafana game that might not be going to Polokwane. PE and Cape Town have their hands up because of a scrappy pitch. But then again, we could have also spoken about the quality of the F&B pitch. I mean, there was a divot this big at the start of the second half that they actually had to come drain and actually just patch it up, because if anybody's ankle gets stuck in there, that's someone's leg broken. So F&B, you were looking scrappy, huh? Your pitch was looking scrappy.
And it's not like we haven't had rain. We've had tons of rain.
It was, I don't know if it was too much rain and so overly soft. Look, I'm not an expert. I just mow, do my garden, my lawn. But I mean, that divot was massive. I think the referee even a couple of minutes, 1 or 2, just so that the groundsman could come and fix it.
I've seen people do knees. Both my knees have been shattered from playing football for years. So I don't run anymore. But
look, mine are just terrible from rollerblading and falling, but no broken ankles or anything here.
Right. That Pirates result, the Derby result, actually cost me money. So we're going to talk about that just now. Up in 60 seconds, Kev's Betway Bets, brought to you by Betway.
Listen live and on demand.
Welcome to Omni Sport.